Tired of watching television on a small, postage stamp size screen, are you? What are you watching right now? 7-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch? How would you like to see bigger than life 16-inch television, a brand new 1957 Muntz TV?
Welcome back once again to part number 2 of American Bandstand. Before we get the activity started once again, the next time you have a thirst in the bull ring, here's a man who's got some sound advice, a man who knows.
How you can be an instant superstar and still just be a kid and have really nothing other than your dancing ability and a look on television. That was the instant celebrity they had.
They were famous. They were as famous as a lot of the television personalities on network television at that time. They were the stars of the show. They really were. More than the celebrities who came to perform, more than Dick Clark. The kids were the show.
Those records. Let's go, Joe. Here goes Niagara for another show.
Okay, it was 1956, and I was on the air from 7 to midnight, playing people like Frank Sinatra, Doris Day, Patti Page, etc. And I was hearing about this guy named Alan Freed out of Cleveland, who was doing things with a strange kind of music.
Hi, everybody. How y'all? This is yours truly, Alan Freed, welcoming you to the Big Beat once again on radio.
And a couple of the record distributors, who I was rather friendly with, brought me some of these records. In fact, they brought me this kid I had never heard of, Elvis Presley, on the Sun label, long before he got to RCA. And also the Chuck Berrys, the Fats Dominoes, all of these unknown names. I would occasionally take one of these people and sandwich them between a Frank Sinatra and a Doris Day. And an amazing reaction took place. The phone would not stop ringing. And it was kids of 14 and 15 and 16 saying, "Who is that? Where can I buy that record?"
You are tuned to the 950 Club, records and transcriptions and interviews and requests and everything else from the studios of WPEN.
Joe Grady had a concept that turned out to be the forerunner of American Bandstand and all the dance party shows. What we did, we would invite kids from high school to come into the studio to dance and be part of the program after school. We were on from 3 until 6 at that time, and we were in an office building 22 floors high in the sky. And the kids would come in and dance, and we'd have all the name artists there, and that was the forerunner.
Well, a guy named Bob Horn was here at the WPEN while the 950 Club was going strong. And he saw the crowds of high school kids come in each and every day and dance and have a good time. And he figured these guys are onto something, meaning Grady and Hurst. Well, he then went to sell a bill of goods to Channel 6, which was then WFIL-TV. He sold him a bill of goods that he could play records on television and get kids to dance, and that would be the entertainment.
For Bandstand, it was a perfect setup, it turned out, because we had these kids right around the corner because of our geographic location. We had West Catholic High and West Philly High, you know, within a 5 or 6 minute walking distance to the studio. So we knew that you would get these kids coming in when we publicized the show. And that's what happened. The kids start coming in.
And this was exciting to see kids that you may know from your own neighborhood dancing on that little screen. And it was the music that the kids liked.
Dick Clark was a booth announcer at WFIL Radio in Philadelphia.
And Dick took over in the summer, and he was successful, of course. Now, not to say that Bob Horn was not successful, but there was a difference between the two. Bob Horn, first of all, was older looking. He looked more like Big Brother, you know. What made Dick Clark successful was he looked like one of them. I mean, he looked like a teenager, and I think they identified with that, and they considered him as one of, you know, he's one of us.
Rock and roll is here to stay.
Bandstand was the original MTV because it was musical films and it evolved into music for kids. At that time, you got to remember, there wasn't any such thing as a teenager. We didn't even have a name for them. And when this came along, it was the focal spot for older people to look in on those kids and see what was going on. And then, of course, every kid in the world watched. It was big.